welcome to the Friday Spotlight Energy Report for January 28, 2011. Hosted by Jed Knudsen, Shona Kay, and Julia Batchison. Here is Shona Kay with this week's major headlines.
Thanks, Jed. The Iranian nuclear power program remains a concern for leaders around the world. While Iranian officials have met with delegates from world powers, every meeting seems to end in frustration for all parties attending. Iran insists that it's developing its nuclear program as a power supply, yet world leaders are convinced that Iran is using it as a way to covertly develop nuclear weapons. Unlike many of the other world powers involved in these discussions, Russia has taken a softer stance against Iran. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov believes that lifting the sanctions imposed on Iran needs to be a topic of the discussions during these meetings. He has stated that he thinks the American sanctions are counterproductive to the talks. Carbon trading markets around the world are experiencing a sudden influx of corruption, further enforcing many legislators' belief that more regulations need to be in place before a worldwide carbon trading scheme can become operable. The latest breach of security occurred in the European Union. On January 19th, spot trading on the 30 greenhouse gas emissions registries came to a screeching halt when one Czech trader reported that there was nothing in his $9 million account fund. According to the EU, approximately $38 million worth of permits are missing. The International Emissions Trading Association, IETA, has called for a speedy response to the issue. According to a senior official with the EU, participating countries will be informed that they must establish additional security procedures. This may include ID devices or sending additional passwords to mobile phones. Currently, close to half of the 27 member states do not have such systems in place. Daimler AG of Germany seems ready to jump into the electric car market. The company has collaborated with BYD, a Chinese auto and battery maker, on design and production plans for a new electric vehicle. The companies have agreed on the design and styling elements of the car. It is expected to appear on the Chinese market by 2013. Now over to Jed for our top energy news stories in the United States.
Thanks, Shona. President Obama's State of the Union address took place this week, and it has the energy world all abuzz. The president has made some administration changes, and he now seems to be moving more towards the middle in a last-ditch effort to have his energy policies approved. One point in his speech that hit home with Republicans is that the president would like to cut aid to oil and firms in an effort to focus on renewable energy projects. When referring to the billions of taxpayer dollars oil companies receive each year, he stated, "I don't know if you've noticed, but they're doing just fine on their own." Among other things, the president stated that he would like to see biofuel developed as well as clean coal technology. He also continued his push toward electric cars, stating that he would like to have 1 million electric cars on the road by 2015. One of the casualties of the administration leading up to the president's address was energy czar Carol Browner. On Monday, it was officially confirmed that she would be vacating her position. This announcement drew quite a bit of attention as both Democrats and Republicans wondered what this meant concerning the president's stance on the future of alternative energy. However, after the State of the Union was heard, it was clear that while he may be changing his methods, alternative energy clearly remains a major focus of his agenda. It appears as though U.S. states are tired of legislators fighting over countrywide climate legislation. Many states have decided to take matters into their own hands and are beginning to pass legislation on their own. States such as California and Massachusetts are leading the way. Both states have been very aggressive in identifying goals, initiating legislation, and setting industry standards regarding greenhouse gas emissions. In addition, we are beginning to see significant commercial green building codes being introduced and enforced by states. While there is still much debate about whether or not there will ever be a countrywide carbon trading scheme introduced, the Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative has started its own movement to create one. The RGGI consists of 10 states in the East and Mid-Atlantic. It has raised $777 million since 2009 via carbon emissions cap and trade, with only a 73-cent increase in ratepayer monthly bills. 80% of this revenue has been reinvested in clean energy programs. Now over to Julia for more top stories from around the world and our energy tip of the week.
Thanks, Jed. As United States legislators continue to fight over federal energy legislation, Canada appears to have decided to move forward on its own. Initially, these two countries were hoping to develop shared legislation, but the political battles in the United States have changed Canada's immediate outlook on this issue. However, Canada will still apparently keep an eye on what the United States is doing, as it still hopes to be able to harmonize emissions reduction targets with the U.S. Now it is time for Energy Tip. This week, we would like to focus on some basic household maintenance that can improve your home's energy efficiency. Many tasks around the house go unattended simply because they are out of sight. However, ignoring these issues can result in increased energy costs throughout the year. For instance, windows and doors are notorious for allowing heat to escape and letting cold air in during the winter months. In many cases, these can be fixed by simply caulking the frames or adding draft stops under the doors. Another easy area to address is the fridge. Today, most fridges cost only a few dollars a month to run. When the electric bill arrives, check to see how much money is being spent in this area. If your bill is unusually high, the issue may be able to be addressed by replacing the door gaskets, or perhaps it is time to purchase a new Energy Star rated appliance. If this is the case, the overall cost of the new fridge can be recovered in as little as 3 years through energy savings on the monthly bill. That is your energy news and tip for this week. For more headlines, visit us at worldenergymedia.com. This is Julia Batchison for Jed Knutson and Shona Kay at World Energy Media. Thanks for watching and have a great day.